Yes, a very good evening, children. Today I'm going to explain about Bohr's model of hydrogen atom and its limitations. Already yesterday we have completed some related topic to this. So today we're going to explain Bohr's model of hydrogen atom and its limitation. It is the very most important, children. So the first of all, Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. Hydrogen means we know that atomic number is 1 and the mass number also 1. So it has only the one electron in the periodic table, the first element, and it contains only one electron. So electron configuration of hydrogen is 1s1. Then Bohr's model of hydrogen atom. Niels Bohr is explained about the hydrogen atom. What is mean that here? Electrons revolve around the nucleus with high velocity in specified path. That means here is the first point of first postulates of Bohr's model. Electrons. So already see this, children. For example, it is an atom, and the center point of atom we have to call nucleus. It is, and it is a nucleus, and electrons are revolving around the nucleus. So these are all electrons. Electrons are negative charged particle. So here, according to the first point here, electrons are revolve around the nucleus with high velocity in specified path. Specified path means here the atom here, see, it is the nucleus. It is for the first orbit, nothing but shell we have to call it is the main shell. It is denoted by K or numerically. First shell it is, and its second shell, that is L. It is 2, M, 3, N, 4. According to Bohr's here, electrons are revolve around the nucleus with high velocity in specified path. At this time, electrons' energy are constant because of electrons are particularly they revolve around this particular place. At this time, their energy is constant. It will not lose their energy. I'll ask one question, children. So here, electrons revolve around the nucleus with high velocity in specified path. Is it possible to revolve with high velocity continuously? Children, keep it in mind this question. Is it possible to revolve continuously electron with high velocity around the nucleus? So why it is not lose the energy? If the electron lose the energy, what happens? Just think, children, here. Electrons are revolve around the nucleus with high velocity in specified path. So path here nothing but wave, K, L, M, N. This we have to call orbitals also. Numerically we denoted by 1, 2, 3, 4. K is the first shell, it is, L is the second, third shell, and fourth shell. These we have to call, this shell we have to call stationary shells or main shells or stationary orbits. So according to Bohr's model, electrons revolve around the nucleus with high velocity in specified path. So if the electron revolve continuously with high velocity, definitely it will lose the energy. But according to Bohr's, what is said here, electrons revolve around the nucleus with high velocity in specified path. If the electron loses the energy, what happens? Children, just think that here, the first question keep in mind. If the electron loses the energy, what happens? If you know the answer, please give the chat box. If, for example, electrons are lose the energy, what happens? Just type the answer in the chat box here. So, according to first point, it is children, keep it in mind, electrons revolve around the nucleus with high velocity in specified path. At this time, electrons' energy is constant. Means when the electrons are revolved continuously in the specified path, at this time the electrons' energy is constant. This we have to call stationary shells or stationary orbits. Stationary shells and stationary orbits. Why we have to call this? Electrons' energy is constant in these shells when the electrons revolve around the nucleus with the high velocity in specified path. That means K, L, M, N are numerically 1, 2, 3, 4. Here the electrons' energy is constant. So this kind of shells is called stationary shells or stationary orbits. What is meant by orbits? According to Bose here, orbits means the circular shape of shells. The circular shape of shells is called orbits. These are all the circular in shape. The circular shape of shells we have to call orbit or shells. So it's the first point. Now, second point is according to Bose model. Second point, the shell which is near to the nucleus, it is the nucleus children. The shell which is near to the nucleus, it has low energy. Which shell is near to the nucleus children? That is K shell. K shell has low energy. Which is far to the nucleus? That means N shell. It is high energy. Not only in here, just we can draw many are there. So, but here according to the diagram, sir, N is the outermost shell it is. So, the shell which is near to the nucleus, it has low energy. Near shell is K shell, it has low energy. Which is far to the nucleus, that means N shell, it has high energy. So, this energy level we have to draw here. E2 or E1 also we can consider, and for example it is E2. The first shell energy is E1 and outer shell is E2. According to the second point, the shell which is near to the nucleus, that means K shell is very near to the nucleus, it has low energy. Keep in mind children. And which is far to the nucleus, it is high energy. Now, when the electron jumped from low energy, for example, here low energy, when the electron jumped from low energy shell to high energy shell, or when the electron jumped from high energy shell to low energy shell, what happens? Means here, when the electron jumped from high energy shell to low energy shell, the electron gains the energy, absorb the energy from the outermost shell because it has low energy. Keep it in mind, children. So, see, it has low energy. When the electron jumped from, means the low energy electron jumped from low energy to high energy shell, means it absorbs the energy. When the electron jumped from high energy to low energy, means the high energy shell is lost the energy. So it is be denoted by E2 minus E1 equals to H nu. High energy shell is E2 when it is jumped from high energy to low energy. Whatever it may be, when the electron jumped from low energy to high energy, low energy electron gains some energy or absorbs some energy. When the electron jumped from high energy shell to low energy shell, so means here high energy electrons are lost some amount of energy. Whatever it may be, it is absorbs or lose the energy that is emit as a radiation. That means H nu. E2 minus E1 equals to H nu. That means electron jumped from high energy shell to low energy shell. It is lost the energy. What is lost and what is gained? That is emit as a radiation. That is H nu. The losing of energy or gaining of energy is equals to h nu. Nu is nothing but it is the symbol is we have to call the nu. Nu means frequency and h means Planck's constant. Planck's constant. E means higher energy shell, E2 means higher energy shell, E1 means lower energy shell. So when electron jumped from higher energy shell to lower energy shell, sometime it will observe when the electron jumped from lower to higher, it is observe the energy. When electron jumped from higher energy to lower energy, it will lose the energy. The losing and gaining of energy, it will equals to h nu. H means Planck's constant, nu means frequency. Children, what is meant by frequency? Frequency means what? If you know the answer, please type in the chat box. So, frequency means the number of vibrations made in 1 second is called frequency. The number of vibrations made in 1 second is called frequency. And it is the Planck's constant. Now, if the value of Planck's constant is the constant value 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 27 second, and one more is 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. These are the both are constant value of Planck's constant value. H means Planck's constant. The values are here 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 27 erg second and 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 4 joule second. Children, it will come in the bits, children, keep it in mind and be constant here. What are the Planck's constant values? That means we have the two Planck's constant values. They are 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 27. Here the units are very most important, children. It is a CGS and it is a SI system. It is erg per second and joule second, the units of here. So it is a Planck's constant value. Okay, children. Once again, Bohr's model of hydrogen atom postulates important points. The first point again I will reveal that. Just keep it in mind and be concentrated, children. First point: electrons revolve around the nucleus with high velocity in specified path. At this time, electrons' energy is constant. These shells we have to call stationary shells or stationary orbits. Stationary shells we have to denoted by K, L, M, N, O, and so on. Numerically, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, the shell which is near to the nucleus means that the near to the nucleus shell is K shell. It is very near to the nucleus. The shell which is near to the nucleus, it has low energy. The low energy shell is K shell. Which is far to the nucleus, it has high energy. When electron jumped from low energy to high energy or high energy to low energy, sometime it will absorb and it will lose the energy. So when electron jumped from higher energy shell to lower energy shell, the absorbing or losing of energy is emitted as a radiation, that is h nu. E2 minus equals to h nu. Nu means frequency, h means Planck's constant. So we have here two values of Planck's constant, children. They are 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 27 erg second, and one more is 6.626 into 10 to the power of minus 34 joule second. So here now the energy level, we have the two energy levels are there. Especially, for example, these are the 1, 2, 3, three energy level. This we have to consider as a E1, E2, and E3. These are the energy levels. E1 we have to consider as a, it is ground state. Ground state level. It is metastable state. This one is excited state. These are the three states are there, children. So here, for example, electrons are ground state. For example, electrons are ground state. Now the electron is absorb the energy. When it is absorb the energy, automatically it will move towards the excited state. When electron and the ground state electron absorbs some amount of energy. Automatically the ground state electron is moved towards the excited state. But at this place, the electron will not stable continuously. Again, it will come back to their ground state. So here it lost the energy. When it is lost the energy, again it will come back towards the ground. When it is come back towards the ground, the energy is emit as a radiation. The energy is emit as the frequency and wavelength. This is appears in the visible region as a line. So means electron which are present in ground state, it absorbs some amount of energy. These electrons are absorb some amount of energy. After that, they will move towards the excited state. But this excited state electrons is stable very few seconds. Then again here lost their energy, and when it is lost the energy, again it is come back towards the ground. When it is come back towards the ground by losing of energy, that is emitted as a line in the region of visible. It is appear as a line. So this is indicates the losing of electron. This line we can observe in the visible light only, children. Because of visible light we can observe with our naked eye. So the energy which is lost here in excited state, then again it is come back to the ground state. While coming to the ground state, it appears as a line in the visible region. This region we can observe in the visible light. So these are the main postulates. So Bose, the hydrogen atomic model, when he observed the high resolution spectroscope, for example, it is hydrogen atom. When it is observed the high resolution spectroscope, it contains inside some finer lines. But Bose did not account of these finer lines. He did not explain about the finer lines, why these finer lines is formed in the hydrogen atomic model. Bose did not explain about this hydrogen atomic model because of is not account for the splitting of finer lines. Why these finer lines is formed in the hydrogen atomic model did not explain. So to overcome all this, Bohr's hydrogen atomic model remodified with the help of Sommerfeld elliptical orbits. Sommerfeld is modified of Bohr's atomic model because of he did not explain when the hydrogen atomic spectra observed with the high resolution spectroscope inside the atom appear some finer lines. Why these finer lines is formed in the hydrogen atom? It did not account for this. To overcome all this, Sommerfeld modified the Bohr's atomic model. Bohr's atomic model. Now it is how much time is it? Bohr's Sommerfeld model of an atom. So Bohr's did not account for splitting of finer lines. ఎందుకు finer lines form అయ్యాయో హైడ్రోజన్ ఆటమ్ లో Bohr explain చేయలేరన్నమాట. To overcome of this, Sommerfeld is modified the Bohr's atomic model. So Bohr's first shell, the Bohr's first orbit retains same as usual. It is n equals to 1. That is K shell. The Bohr's first shell is retained as usual. And Sommerfeld is added to elliptical orbits. So this kind of orbits is called elliptical orbits. Elliptical orbits was introduced by Sommerfeld. Bits lo ostha children gurtu pettukondi. Elliptical orbits was introduced by Sommerfeld. So Sommerfeld retains the Bohr's first orbit as usual, and Sommerfeld is added to elliptical orbit to the Bohr's second orbit. That is n equals to 2. Which element is n equals to 2? Here main shell K, L equals to 1 and L equals to 0. Here n equals to 2. L shell, main shell is L shell. So then L equals to 1. So means here the Bohr second shell, Sommerfeld is add one elliptical orbit. So means here why these are adding to the elliptical orbit, add to the Bohr's orbits means Bohr did not account for the splitting of finer lines in the hydrogen atom. To overcome of the problem, Sommerfeld is modified the Bohr's atomic model, and Sommerfeld retains the Bohr's first orbit as usual. It did not add any elliptical orbit. Sommerfeld is add one elliptical orbit to the Bohr's second shell. L equals to 1 means he add one elliptical orbit. Bohr's third shell, n equals to 3. It is M shell. It is L equals to 2. Means Bohr's is add to Sommerfeld add to elliptical orbits. Next, n equals to one more is n equals to 4. N equals 4 means is the M shell, and L equals to 3. Bohr's fourth shell, Sommerfeld is add 3 elliptical orbits. Means here it is only the one nuclei. The one nuclei is influenced under the nuclear force. Due to that, the elliptical orbits are formed in this. Under the periodic motion, the single nuclei of atom, it will contrast with, it will apply the force on the elliptical orbits. So means here under the nucleus force, this orbital appears as a elliptical, somewhat pressed. So finally it will leads to the, when we observe the hydrogen atomic spectrum with the high resolution spectroscope, it is appears finer lines. That finer lines is nothing but subshells S, P, D, F, G. Means the hydrogen atom, why the finer lines appear means the main shell consists of subshells, nothing but S, P, D, F, G. Very simple, children. Sommerfeld is modified the Bohr's atomic model. In that, Sommerfeld retains the Bohr's first orbital as usual, and Sommerfeld add one elliptical orbit to the Bohr's second shell. L equals 1 means it add one elliptical. Sommerfeld add 2 elliptical orbit to the Bohr's third shell. Sommerfeld add 3 elliptical orbit to the Bohr's fourth shell. So here the single atom, the single foci means the nucleus, it will attract the shells, means the Nucleus force is act on the subshells, and due to that elliptical orbits are formed. Under the force, due to the force, the orbitals are contrasted here. That comes to very close to form the elliptical orbits. So by this, Bose-Sommerfeld model is successfully accounted for the splitting of finer lines. Bose model did not explain more than one electron of atomic spectrum. Just he explained only the atomic spectrum. So this is the Bose-Sommerfeld of an atomic atom. Okay. So, are you understood, children? Bose-Sommerfeld model of an atom. Why it is formed the model? This model means Bose did not explain why the finer lines is formed in the hydrogen atomic model. To overcome that, Sommerfeld is modified the Bose atomic model. In that, Sommerfeld retains the Bose first shell as usual. He adds one elliptical orbit to the Bose second shell. He adds two elliptical orbits to the Bose third shell. He adds three elliptical orbits to the Bose fourth shell. So, what are the two elliptical orbits? Any one of the nuclei is located on the two elliptical orbits. Because of here, two principal axes will be there. So means the nucleus attraction force is act on these two elliptical orbits. Due to that, they are formed as a elliptical in shape. So what is the meaning of this means? Main shell consists of subshells. Means when we observe the resolution spectroscope of the hydrogen atomic spectrum, in that appear finer lines. The finer lines is nothing but subshells are orbitals. So Bose-Sommerfeld model successfully account of splitting of finer lines. So now the Bose model limitation. Let me see, children. Limitation. Limitations of Bose model. First limitation, he did not explain more than one electron of atomic spectrum. For example, hydrogen, it is consists of only one electron. Means he explained about hydrogen atom because it consists of one electron. Bose only concentrated the element which consists of the one electron. Like that elements only is explained about their atomic spectrum. It did not explain more than one electrons of atomic spectrum like helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon. He explained only one electrons of hydrogen atomic spectrum. It did not explain more than one electron. Helium 2, lithium 3, beryllium 4, boron 5, carbon 6. So they are consist of more than one electron. Bose did not explain about this atomic spectrum. He explained only the element which consists of one electron. About that only is explained. And second one is, it did not explain the formation of chemical bonding. How the chemical bond is formed, it did not explain. It did not explain formation of chemical bond. It did not explain Zeeman effect and Stark effect. And Stark effect. It did not explain about Zeeman effect and Stark effect. These are the limitations, children. First one is Bose. It did not explain more than one electron of atomic spectrum. It did not explain the formation of chemical bond. It did not explain about the Zeeman effect and Stark effect. These are the limitations. Children, very most important these two topics. The two models. First one is Bose model. and their limitation. These are the limitation of Bohr's model. Bohr's model postulates and limitation very important, and Bohr-Sommerfeld hydrogen atomic model also very most important. These two topics are very most important. Please be concentrated on these two topics, children. Okay, and already I given some questions to you. I informed to write the chart box. I will check now that is. Children, yes, today's the class is going to wind, and we'll meet tomorrow. And before leaving the class, first of all, what we completed today, just we have to look over that because the very most and most important. Thank you one and all.